We had a whole day of adventures planned. First, after meeting me from the train station, she took me to Conad, the most wonderful supermarket in the whole of Italy. I can honestly say I've never had so much fun. No. Excuse me? Oh.
Una pizzeria.
Pizzeria. Lì,
E qui,
anche qui è un pizzeria.
Sì.
No.
Buona serata.
Rude, that story. I was running round the aisles of Conrad like a kid in a sweet shop. There was just far too much excitement to be had. There was all kinds of new vegetables in the veg and fruit aisle, and I, for the first time in my life, saw some mozzarella in the supermarket. After that, we went to the car wash, where, for €6, we got a hoover done, some jet wash, some soapy liquid, and in general, an all-round good time. We were picked up by some passing lorries, and then we headed back to Sarah's to have a spot of lunch. She got out her Cosmopolitan sandwich press, which is a beauty. Honestly, that machine can do anything. We'd opted for padine. Are they called?
Sì.
We'd opted for a padine.
Scusami, non ti appoggiare alla tenda solo
Oh,
perché mi
ok,
esce
scusa.
dalle dita, scusa.
We'd opted for a padine, which was quite delicious. I had rocket, mozzarella and tomato. Sarah added some ham to hers to give it that je ne sais quoi. We then returned outside to the car to finish cleaning it. A little bit of spritz and some polishing around the wheels, and we were set to go. We headed to Albenga, where Sarah took me to a rather scruffy beach. I wasn't impressed and had a little bit of a tantrum. We ended up deciding we'll go and find somewhere else to go, feeling we wanted an ice cream. We headed back into the city of Albenga. After driving around for a few moments, we found the seafront. There it was a pleasant stroll, seeing the local sights and sounds. But to no avail, we could not find an ice cream shop. So we found some grass near the swimming pool where we lazed and dazed gaily for a little while, nearly falling asleep on the grass and catching some sun. When we came to, we decided it was time for an aperitivo, so we headed to Andorra to a new bar we thought we'd try out, called Los Amigos. Well, I can say we were happy when we got there, because for the aperitivo they gave you a whole pizza freshly cooked from the oven, and to top it off, it was only €10 for us. Usually we pay a lot more. After that, we headed back to Sarah's house to get ready for an interesting night, where for the first time we would be meeting two strangers off the internet to see if we liked them, because we've been a bit bored lately and a bit heartbroken, and we needed a distraction. We got ourselves looking good. We were ready for some action, but we could only do so much. We're not that easy, and they needed to know that they weren't playing with some common horse. At one point, the bastard said he wasn't interested if they weren't going to shag, but Sarah put him in his place straight away, and it set the evening off to a shaky start. So, at around 9:30, we headed out, CD blaring, attempting to run over some pedestrians, and we headed down to Diano Marina, where we were looking for a good place to get a bite to eat before and get some grub before our dubious encounter. We found a ristorante, and it seemed a nice little place, but they wouldn't let us eat outside with the romantic candle we wanted. But that was okay, because inside it was quite nice too. And I think there were a few Germans eating. I opted for the spaghetti al pesto genovese. That means they throw in a few green beans. Sarah had a Milanese, which is just a piece of deep fried chicken with some chips. And
Veal.
Veal. She had a piece of veal. As if you had veal. Anyway. After that, we shared a bottle of wine. This time it had a more peary sense rather than the previous wine which we'd drunk, which seemed a little bit chickeny. I'm just going to make a cigarette and have a break for a minute. Cut.
I can't cut.
You'll have to wait when I have my cigarette.
You just had one.
I want another one. What was that bar called that we went to, the first one?
I don't. Al Solito Posto.
Okay. And the other one?
I don't know.
After we'd finished eating, we headed to a new bar we found in Diana Marina. We think we could make it a local joint for us, seeing as our favourite spot has been closed. We got our usual drinks: vodka Coke, Malibu ananas. I spilt my Coke, but he thought I'd spilt my vodka, so I ended up with a treble. While there, we were waiting for...
Did you know what I did? Put more alcohol in.
Yeah,
Oh.
put more vodka in.
No way.
So, we headed there, and we were waiting for Marco and Matteo, the two Italian love rats, to meet us. Well, after some time, we were getting a bit bored and a bit pissed. And finally, they arrived. Now, let's just say, we were a little disappointed. The bronzed Adonis who had so eagerly tried to court Sarah was a short, pale munchkin. While I was left with the Baldy, who was a little bit annoying and not very attractive. Just let me get in character, darling. They greeted us with 2 kisses, and it was very formal and a little bit awkward to start with, but luckily the bald friend was a bit chatty, so he broke the ice for us. Those 2 men